Hello, beautiful people, tribe of many colors. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being here. The message that my guides encouraged me to bring forward today was the message of being okay with where you are in your progress. Don't compare yourself to other people. Everyone has their timeline and their path to achieve what you came here to achieve. And your way may not look like everybody else's. And you might compare yourself and say, well, I don't have this, or I don't have that, or I'm not further along. I'd like to be, here, but I'm not there. And the progress you're making is perfect for you. You orchestrated your entire life, and you placed all the people in your life to be there for you and to help you achieve your goals in this lifetime. And sometimes we compare ourselves to others and we think that person's further along, or I wish I was at that level, or I wish I had those things, or I wish I had these resources. Everything you have is exactly what you need. Okay? It's for us, right, to alter our perspective so that we can see the value of the husband we chose, the wife we chose, the children we chose, the neighborhood we chose, the job we chose. All of it is in place to help you accomplish what you're here to accomplish. So for example, if in this lifetime you needed to understand and appreciate gratitude, okay, being grateful for the little things, do you see how giving you everything, right? All the money, all the wealth, the mansion, the homes, the lavishness, that would not have you understanding that perspective if you already had it all. Sometimes we have to be without to learn to appreciate. Now that doesn't mean, okay, I'm going to be without for the rest of my life. But the lesson of gratitude, if that's what you're here to learn, it has to be learned with what you have now. Because if you can't be grateful for where you are, who's in your life, and what you have, how can you move to the next level of attaining anything? Okay? Because trust me, there's some people who seemingly have it all, but they don't have the laughs that you may have in your home, being able to share and have a partner that loves and values and respects them. They may not have friends that they can trust and lean on if they need anything. So there's a lot that people seemingly have, but they are without the core things that get us through hard times. Okay, they don't have anyone they can call and say, hey, I'm just having a rough day right now. Let's go for a walk, or, let's have this conversation and cheer me up. Sometimes the only time they receive any communication is someone with their hand out. You see? So even you having a friend, just one friend that is a true friend, is more value than having a million people in your life who would never even call you and just say, hey, how are you doing today? So it's important to have a sense of gratefulness, a sense of appreciation for where you are, and know that if you desire more, if you desire better, that comes once you have found an appreciation for the progress that you're making. And the progress that you're making does not always reflect on the external things you own or have or gain. when your progress is internal, when your progress is spiritual, when it is love, when it's understanding of self, when it's appreciation, when it's finding value in the little things. All the external things just add to that. That's icing on the cake. That's not the cake itself. Your internal process, your progress is what's important. And the progress you make internally may not always be reflected in your external circumstances. So for example, if you had a really nice car or a really nice home, and because of all the things going on in society, you feel like, well, I lost my car, I lost my home, I lost my job, things are just really rough right now. That has nothing to do with your internal progress. That's just external circumstances. If you can know self and know that, hey, 10 years ago, I wasn't this patient. 10 years ago, I wasn't this understanding. 10 years ago, I didn't have any idea about my purpose. I wasn't even thinking about, my awareness or my purpose in this life, or, anything of a spiritual or humanistic nature. If you were never contemplating those things 10 years ago, but you're seemingly on that path today, that's progress. Because ultimately, your goal here in this life is to understand yourself, to learn yourself, your weaknesses, the things that challenge you, the things that trigger you. Coming into deep awareness of who you are in every moment is the only progress that matters. And if your external circumstances don't always feel like it matches where you are internally, just know that it is the internal that's the most important. Because all this external stuff can be gone tomorrow. The economy can fail tomorrow. Jobs can fail tomorrow. What you'd be left with is the core center of your humanity. And that's a better thing to invest in, because that's the thing that can't be taken away from you. No one can take that from you. Even if they wiped out all of our external interactions in life tomorrow, and you're left with just you, that's the progress you would have made. Not the things you own, not the things you can afford, not the nice house you live in, not the fancy car you drive, not the amount of money in your bank account. If all of that got wiped away tomorrow, whatever is left within you as a person, that's the value of who you are. So it's worth it to pay attention to that, to be aware of that, to find value in that, right? And not be distracted with someone telling you that the core of who you are is in what you possess. It is, but the possession has to be within. It's the core of you, it's the value of you, it's the soul of you. That's important. Because that's the only thing that lives on, right? After all of this passes. So your progress, your potential, all your possibilities are within. Invest in that, honor that, be grateful for that. And as long as you're making progress internally, that's the only progress that matters, because everything else is going to alter, okay, and change itself externally to match what's going on within. So take care of your internal space, clean that up, stabilize that, bring that into balance, appreciate it, find gratefulness in it. Love where you are and change it for the better, but go within first. But you've got to love how far you've come. You've got to love the small goals you've accomplished. I know sometimes we have a tendency to keep looking ahead, right? So we accomplish one goal, And we're like, okay, that's out of the way. Then what's the next one? What's the next one? What's the next one? Sometimes we need to be in a space where we just appreciate the thing that we've worked so hard to accomplish, no matter how big or small, because all of that aids in the internal progress we're making, right? So instead of rushing to jump to the next thing, let's find some love and appreciation for the here, for the now, for the triggers, for the people, for the enemies, for the hardships, because all of it leads to the main purpose you're here anyway, is to learn and understand you. And without the people and the jobs and the stressors and the things in our lives that help us to grow and learn and understand, life would be pretty stagnant, right? So let's find appreciation in it. And when we no longer need those lessons, when we no longer need those people, and we no longer need that job because we've gotten the lesson that we need from it, then we move on to something that truly matches the internal space. So no comparisons. No comparisons to what others have. No comparisons to how far someone else is along on their journey, because you're perfect. You're beautiful. You're perfect exactly where you are. And your progress internally is the most important thing. Even if right now your external circumstances don't reflect that, look at your internal progress and see how far you've come. And as long as that's moving forward, just keep going. Just keep going. You don't want to be stagnant there. That's internally is not where you want to be stagnant. As long as you can reflect back and see that you've made progress with who you are as a person, that's the most important thing. So that's the message I was guided to come through, and as always, it's a message for me, first and foremost. So I really hope you guys look within to the beauty that's there, and honor your internal space, and honor how far you've come, and be proud of yourself for all you've accomplished, because there's a lot of people who have checked out of this game. They've checked out of this life. They've checked out of this experience. And if nothing else, give yourself credit that you're still here. Every day you wake up and you enter into a difficult experience, and you deal with difficult people, difficult circumstances, difficult work environments. Every day that you wake up and you face that, that's a goal that's achieved in and of itself, because you didn't have to choose to do that. So I honor you, and I love you, and I respect you for choosing to continue in this life, even if you feel like you don't know where the hell you're going. I applaud your bravery and your strength as a soul for showing up and trying to figure it out. And just know that everything you need, you're going to receive in order to find yourself. You're going to receive that. Just keep going. Keep creating. Keep exploring your inner space. Keep appreciating the people around you. And just love yourself. Love yourself truly, wholly, and completely. Because if you don't love you, how's anybody else going to? All right? So I love you guys. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being who you are and doing this every day. I love you. I love you. Take care. Bye.